Understanding pay-to-win (P2W) mechanics. Pay-to-win (P2W) refers to games where players can spend real money to gain significant advantages, such as stronger characters, exclusive items, or faster progression. These mechanics often create an imbalance, making it difficult for players who don't spend money to compete effectively. Recognizing these features is the first step in avoiding such traps. Recognize games with aggressive microtransactions. Games that frequently push in-game purchases, such as offering better gear or character upgrades for a price, are often red flags. If a game has constant advertisements encouraging players to buy in-game currency or exclusive content to progress, it's likely incorporating pay-to-win elements. Be cautious of these mechanics, especially in free-to-play games. Check reviews and player feedback. Before committing to a game, check online reviews and forums for player feedback. Many gamers share their experiences with pay-to-win mechanics, giving you an honest view of what to expect. Pay attention to common complaints about in-game purchases affecting gameplay balance or making it harder to succeed without spending money. Examine the game's progression system. A game's progression system is a good indicator of whether it's pay-to-win. If progress is slow or blocked unless you purchase items, that's a clear sign of pay-to-win mechanics. Avoid games that limit free progression or make it feel like you have to spend money to keep up with others in terms of power or resources. Avoid games that require constant purchases. Some games might not be explicitly pay-to-win but offer small purchases that can accumulate over time. Games that push constant microtransactions, such as loot boxes or energy replenishments, can subtly pressure you into spending money to continue playing. Watch out for these tactics and be aware of how much money you're expected to spend for a complete experience. Look for games with fair monetization models. Seek out games with fair and transparent monetization models. Games that focus on cosmetic purchases, such as skins or customization options, are less likely to incorporate pay-to-win mechanics. When a game offers content that doesn't affect gameplay performance, it's a sign that the developers are prioritizing fairness over profit. Test the game without paying. If possible, play the game without spending any money to see how it functions. Pay attention to whether the gameplay becomes frustrating, or if progress feels artificially slowed down as a way to encourage purchases. If the experience is enjoyable and not hindered by the lack of spending, it's likely not a pay-to-win trap. Watch for progression walls or timers. Many pay-to-win games use timers or progression walls, requiring players to wait or pay to continue advancing. If a game forces you to wait for items to craft or upgrades to finish, or if you encounter frequent energy limits, it's a sign that you may be encouraged to buy boosts to skip these waiting periods. These tactics aim to push players toward in-game purchases. Support developers who focus on fairness. Support developers who prioritize a fair experience by avoiding games that focus on monetization at the expense of gameplay. Developers who offer solid, rewarding experiences without pressuring players to spend money are a rare but important find. By promoting fair games, you encourage better practices within the gaming industry. Set personal boundaries for in-game spending. Lastly, set clear boundaries for your own spending in games. Understand the value of your money and be cautious when it comes to in-game purchases. If you do find yourself playing a game with P2W elements, consider limiting your spending to avoid falling into the trap of constant microtransactions. Keeping control will ensure that gaming remains fun and fair.